On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, some superstar member of the Bitcoin community photo-opped the Federal Reserve live on TV, and for that, I'll be sending them a $100 Bitcoin tip live on the air on today's show. So stay tuned for that. So you're paranoid about the security of your cryptocurrency, and you want to buy a hardware wallet so you can keep your money safe. But which hardware wallet should you buy? Well, the Crypto Hardware Wallet Superstore has written a free buyer's guide especially for you. Check it out today by clicking on the link in the video description below. Hi there guys, and welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney. I'm also the founder of Cryptoversity, the online school where you can learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchains. You can find out more about that at cryptoversity.com. So you've tuned in to the news and commentary show, the live stream that I do every day of the week. And I've got two stories for you today. One of them is going to take up the bulk of the show. The other one's somewhat of an update from yesterday. So yesterday, Kathy contacted me and said, well, she didn't contact me yesterday. I revealed on the air yesterday that Kathy had a problem finding more exchanges in the US. So I put out a call and I said to my American friends, let me know what other exchanges you know about in the United States. So a few of you posted some suggestions in the comments of yesterday's episode. I've collated those in a list and I've put them in a Google spreadsheet. The link to that spreadsheet is in the video description for Kathy and also anyone else who cares to look at it. There was a lot less of suggestions than I expected, to be honest, but there's 5 or 6 of them, so hopefully that will be enough for Kathy to unstick herself from whatever problem she has. Okay, now getting on to the main story for today. Some Bitcoiner photo-opped the Federal Reserve during a hearing. So let's set this up properly like I always like to do, just to make sure everyone's with me. So yesterday, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, she was testifying in front of Congress. Specifically, she was speaking to the House Financial Services Committee when some superstar held up a sign with the words "Buy Bitcoin." Now the best part about this is it was live on TV. And this guy held the sign up at the exact moment when the representative from Florida, I believe it was, asked the question, what the Fed fears. Oh my goodness. So let's take 60 seconds to enjoy this together one more time if you haven't seen it. So I've got the video up right here. So let's just watch this together and just milk it a little bit. Here we go.
Auditing something after the fact has nothing to do with influencing the decision, I wouldn't think. I would consider it an important matter, actually, of transparency, and I for the life of me cannot understand what the Fed fears. Can you give me an example that would justify the lack of transparency?
So just to make a comment on this, what he's talking about is auditing the Fed, which is something that people have been campaigning for a long time. So, and he's talking like transparency, open the books. If the Federal Reserve is the central bank of the United States and it's working for the people, let's have a look, right? What are you guys up to? And they've resisted it. The Fed have resisted being audited. Why is the question? Why do they not want to be audited, right? The only logical answer to that is they've got something to hide that they don't want people to know, right? So let's carry on with this here. So this is Representative Bill Posey from Florida.
Well, we don't have a lack of transparency.
You do. If you can't audit it, that's a lack of transparency. To most people I know, it's a lack of transparency. To some people, it may not be. But I don't understand that. That's the reason I'm questioning you about it.
So I regard the Federal Reserve as one of the most transparent central banks in the world.
That's a statement.
explain-
What do you fear?
There it is.
What do you fear?
Right when he says, "What do you fear?"
What do you fear?
That's it. Now that's an extract from a longer 5-minute clip where Janet Yellen gets questioned about all kinds of things. But that is brilliant, right? And also, just before I move on from the video, if you ever wanted proof that Janet Yellen uses YouTube, it's right here. If you look, there's one dislike on this video. That's got to be Janet Yellen, hasn't it? It has to be. So, I wasn't content to just be like, oh, that's a great video and move on. Absolutely not. So I tweeted out, like, someone find me this guy's Bitcoin address. If he'd have thought about it, he could have put the QR code on a sign, or because he wrote it on a legal pad, right? He could have put the QR code on there and then we could have sent him the Bitcoin straight away. Anyway, thanks to the Dollar Vigilante, I got this picture. So you can see the Dollar Vigilante logo in the top right-hand corner and the bottom right-hand corner. And there's the guy with his original sign with a date on it and a time and his Bitcoin address, right? In addition to that, so I thought, well, how do I support him with this? We need it as a QR code so we can scan it, right? So someone posted on Reddit saying this was his address. Now I've manually reconciled this address with the photo just to make sure that that is his address. Because what I was wary of with this kind of thing is people tweeting out saying, here's his Bitcoin address, when in fact it wasn't, right? People could just siphon money off of his donation. So I wanted to be absolutely sure that when we send this guy tips, they are actually going to him. Now, you can reconcile this face against the guy in the video. You can reconcile all this, and then there's his address, and here's the the blockchain.info page, which generates a QR code off the back of it. So that's pretty good. So I'll put all those sources in the link in the video description. So let me go ahead and give this guy a $100 tip in Bitcoin because that move was pure gangster. So here we go. Let's do this. I get my phone out. I get the old Bitcoin wallet up. And this is linked in the video description, so you can click and refresh the page and watch my donation fly into his wallet in real time if you want. So I'm just unlocking my wallet now with the old thumbprint, and then I'm going to select to send, and I'm going to point it at this QR code. So you guys can do this actually straight from the video. You can use the image you're watching and scan the QR code right on the screen there. So that will be spectacular. Now it's just typical that my blockchain.info app is having a go slow right when I want to do something. So maybe I'll use an alternative method. I'll use my Electrum wallet instead. So I'll load up the old Electrum wallet, and then when that comes up, here it is. Let me just check how much I've got in the old Electrum wallet. I might not have $100 in there. Let's see. 0.04 Bitcoin in there. How much is that? 0.04 Bitcoin. Let's do a quick sum. 0.04. That's about $100. I'll do. I'll send him that. Send. So I copy his address here. Copy that. Put it in the Electrum wallet. And then I'll go max. Okay, that looks good to me. And make sure that's all right. Shows no spaces in the address and so on. Send. Sign in the transaction with Electrum. And it's been broadcast. Right, so then immediately, boom. I think that's it. Is that it? Nope, that's got multiple inputs. And that is me. $96.50. Right there. That was good, wasn't it? There we go. Jolly good, this fellow. Don't know what his name is. But there's a $100 tip for being a bad boy. So, what's the moral of the story for today? Incentivize the behavior that you want. If you want Bitcoin to be adopted, or if you want the price of Bitcoin to increase, then reward the people who find creative ways to make that happen, right? That means sending this guy a generous tip. and I'm talking to you. If other people see that you can make what's this guy made? He's made like $11,000 in 24 hours. If other people see that, then suddenly that creative imagination that I mentioned yesterday, it's something that every person has. When people see you can make $11,000 in 24 hours, the creative imagination suddenly becomes awakened in the minds of 1,000 people around the world. And then the virtuous cycle continues. So do yourself a favor, do me a favor, do the Bitcoin network a favor, do the Bitcoin community a favor, and send this guy some Bitcoin. And not a small amount either. So there we go. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit the like button. If you disliked it, go ahead and hit the dislike button. Please leave me a comment below with some feedback and get subscribed. And most importantly, please support the Cryptoverse and help me to boost cryptocurrency adoption by going to cryptoversity.com/podcast and becoming a patron. You can also send me a Bitcoin tip using the coin payments link in the video description or any cryptocurrency that you wish to send. You can also buy yourself an online course from the courses section if you want a more structured way of learning. And you can earn yourself some Bitcoin and Litecoin by joining the affiliate program in the footer of the website, where you'll get yourself a referral link. And if people sign up through that to Cryptoversity, you'll get 25% commission. So that's the win-win-win right there. So that's all I've got for you today in terms of the news and commentary show. Please do give that guy some Bitcoin. I'll be disappointed if you don't. So I'll be back tomorrow with another market roundup and another edition of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.